Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's project is going to be installing the Pure Polaris accessory heated grips and heated thumb on this Sportman 850 premium trail right behind me. So if this is going to interest you, stay tuned and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so welcome back. Here is the machine I will be installing the heated grips on today and the heated thumb. This is my girlfriend's 2020 Sportman 850 Premium Trail, and right now it is got some modifications on it. As you can see, it has the Polaris handguards, a snowmobile grab bar by Fly Racing, and also both these machines have a 2-inch high lifter lift kit that I installed. So I have all sorts of videos already of the modification and upgrades I've done so far to the machines. So if you're interested in that, check it out. I will tag it up above, and please go ahead and enjoy those videos. But today's video is going to be the heated grips and the heated thumb. This is going to be great if you live in a cold climate. Even with gloves on, you still can enjoy the benefit of having heat from your grips and your thumb. Just makes your ride more enjoyable. So with that being said, I know you're probably dying to know what kind of tires and rims are on this XP1000. These are 28-inch Blackwater Evolution tires and ITP beadlock rims. They are the milled variant. So these are 28 by 11 in the rear by 14 rim, and then 28 by 9 by 14 in the front. The machine has a really sweet stance now. The tires stick out quite a bit past the factory Polaris side armor rails that you can see on the machine here. I measured the back end and I got 52.5 and 50.5 in the front for my machine. On my girlfriend's machine with the 1-inch spacers that I actually did install recently, it is 50 in the front and 52 in the rear. So they got some good width to them. Not as wide as the new Polaris Scrambler and Sportsman S model, which is 55 inches wide, but this is pretty close. It's got more width now because of that added height with the 2-inch lift kit. I want to get a little bit wider in stance to make it more stable. But I really like the way the machines perform so far. We're going to go do some trail riding tomorrow in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and we're going to put 2 days straight of riding on the machines, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But let's go to the workshop now, and I'll show you what comes with the Polaris heated grip and heated thumb kit. So I have everything laid out here. Here is the heated thumb kit. Really quickly, I'll kind of pan over all the different things that come with the kit. This is the part number. They call it the thumb warmer kit. Everything you need for the install. Should be a simple install today and should not take too long to do. Here is the heated grip kit. Everything you need. Heating elements that go underneath your existing grips, or if you want to change them out like I am doing here today, I'll quickly explain what I am doing and what kind of grips I'm going with. But this is the part number for the heated grip kit. So the grips I'm going to go with and try out on the machines are OD grips. They've had a good reputation for being high quality grips, so I decided to give them a try. I have 3 grips here that I'm starting off with to see how I like. I have them kind of placed in the softest to the firmest. They're all kind of soft actually compared to stock, and they have more cushion to them than your factory Polaris grips. Here we have the OD Cush grips. These are going to be your softest. There's a dual compound material in here. You have a hard rubber, and then the inside here where the grip is all kind of a soft gel material. Really nice grip, really nice and firm. I'm going to try it out on this kind of makeshift setup I have here. Really nice feel to the grip. Has a really soft plush feel, as you can tell by the name Cush ATV grips. These are all OD grips. Next would be the next softest, or the medium, I guess you could say, in the three here I have today. It's the Vapor, the F-1 series Vapor grips. Now these have like a special process where they inject more air into the rubber, making it almost like a foam. And it does have a foam-like feel to it, but it is still made out of rubber, so it's kind of interesting. It has a really nice, soft, kind of semi-firm feel, which is nice. It's got still good texturing. And it just has like a light gray appearance compared to the other grips, so that is somewhat noticeable. But it is a comfortable grip. It's got these finger grooves. You can place them in any orientation you want, but those are still a great option. And then the third set here is I would call them a medium. They are the firmest in this three. So these are the OD Rogue grips. And these are more like kind of closer to the factory Polaris grip. They have kind of a lot of checkering and diamond pattern in the grip. But then it's got this nice open channel design where this is good for mud and dirt to fall into, and that way you still have grip even though your grips might be caked up with debris. So those are the grips. Like I said, this is going on the 850, and these are going to go on the XP 1000, and then maybe I will try out these later on down the road, but for right now that's what I'm going to stick with. But before we go and start the install process, I want to talk about this little cool device I have here. This is an Innovate portable handheld wideband sensor. Now this has the exhaust clamp that you can clamp onto the tailpipe to get a proper reading. This is where the wideband air fuel sensor goes. And this is an RPM inductive clamp that plugs into the unit. Now all the information can be recorded on this handheld and be downloaded onto a laptop via the Logworks 3 software, and then you can log your air fuel to RPM on the software and check out what your air fuel ratio is for your machine. So I got this for the ATV. I want to check and confirm the tune on the ATV because I do have a big gun exhaust, which I have actually recently taken off and put back the stock one, but I do still have the big gun power box on there with the K&N air filter. So I want to go ahead and confirm that tune, maybe put on the big gun exhaust back on. I have the EXO stainless steel slip-on, but right now, like I said, I have the stock one with the spark arrestor out. I will also use it with my snowblower and check the jetting on that because I plan on doing some modifications to the carburetor and replacing some main jets. So whenever you mess around with upgrading your equipment with air filters and power commanders and rejet it and do something that's better than stock or higher performance than stock, you always want to check the tune or the calibration on your machine, whether it's, like I said, a snowblower or an ATV. So this piece of equipment here has become very handy in the future videos when I'm messing around and tuning engines. So I'm really happy to have this. I can't wait to use it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get to the install of the Polaris heated grips and heated thumb, and let's start taking things apart. All you have to do to quickly get the grip off is to inflate the handlebars through this port here on the other side. And then you cover the opening on the other side of the grip, on the opposite side grip, and basically it inflates and then it slides right off. It's as simple as that. So, and then to get this side off, you have to basically blow air through the opposite side. So I made this little cap here with a hole in it. It's like a rubber cap. You can install it over the handlebar end. And basically do the same thing. And it's as simple as that. The grips are off in a matter of 30 seconds. As you can see, the XP1000 grips came off the same. These right here have the factory heated elements on the handlebars, and it came off just as easy. You do have to kind of like cover it with your thumb on that port and then kind of wiggle the grip off as it's inflating. That helps you pull it right off the handlebars. So next now we're going to get into installing the grips on mine and then get right into installing the heated elements and all the wiring for the Sportsman 850. So before I go ahead and install the grips on my XP1000, I'm going to install some white fiberglass insulation inside the handlebar in the area where the heating element is, just to keep some extra heat and to allow it to heat up quicker and for it not to kind of dissipate within the handlebars itself. I did this modification on my snowblower when I installed my hot grips on my Honda 1332 HSS ATD, and it seems like it works. So I'm going to do the same thing on my ATVs. Just simply roll it up and feed it in. I'm twisting and rotating it as I'm installing it to make it go in easier. Otherwise, it would not really go in as easy as it looks. Just right up to the end. And now we can install the grips. We have a nice insulated handlebar, and it'll make the actual heating elements work a lot more effectively. So next will be to install the brand new grips. I'm going to be going with the Odie Rogue grips on my XP1000. So the silicone spray I use to slide the grips over with ease will eventually evaporate and absorb into the material, and you should be left with a nice firm grip that does not shift around on you. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. So you can also go ahead and install it by inflating the grip like I just did to remove them. You just won't have the ability to do that if you have that insulation in there like I am doing. So there is a give and take there, but I'm pretty happy with this. This is going to be fine. This is going to ensure that the grips are easily to adjust until the silicone spray kind of evaporates. All right, so before I put the heating elements on the handlebars, I want to go ahead and remove the headlight pod cover, expose the backside of this control panel here, and make sure there's nothing behind this little space here, because that's where your heated thumb switch is going to go, or your heated grip, depending on what configuration you want. So this spot was already available. There was a little dummy piece here, which I went ahead and popped out. So you just take that right out, and then I used this itself and positioned it here to be totally symmetrical here on this side, and then I marked that out with a silver marker, welding marker. And then now what I did was I took an awl, okay, let me just get that. So I heated up an awl with a blowtorch. As you can see right here, there's a torch. I heated this up just a little bit, and then I poked a hole in each corner inside of that mark. So I made a radius in that corner. Then I went ahead and got a razor blade, and then used a razor blade and heated up the razor blade with the blowtorch, and then I scored and cut on the inside of those marks that I made within that box. That way I can pop out this little panel now, and then I'll go ahead and file it and sand it till it's the final dimension. So this should pop right out. So we have our kind of crude hole right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish that with a file and a piece of sandpaper and make that nice and a finished surface. And then that way I can mount my new switch in here, and I'll have two switches, one either side for the controls. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've done so far. I've kind of roughly routed everything in place. You do have to route the hand warmer element through the housing here. So you have to take off the headlight cover and then insert the element through the hole here, which is in between, like where all your cables and your handlebars come out, and then route it that way. And I'm laying the wires on top of here and behind the headlight. So you do have to remove the black panel piece so you can get access to everything. So remove that, remove your storage compartment, obviously, and that gives you access to the whole battery area where you need to do the hookup. So I'm going to show you from the other side. So everything is laid out. Okay, I put everything kind of in its place. I haven't tied everything up yet, but so what you want to do is run everything behind the headlight. I have my brown wires, which are the ground, coming straight down the middle here, and then the power wire hooking up to the orange white stripe wire. Now there's two of these. These were attached here in the front to the main harness. These are for your accessories, so you just pull them out. I'm going to pull them back to like this location here, and I'm going to go ahead and use some wire loom after I'm done to isolate these from the rest of the machine and kind of route them down the middle here and along here, and then zip tie them to the main wiring harness so they're out of the way. So that takes care of that, and I just want to show you how the switches came out. That's the slot that I made, and the switch fits perfectly in it. So here you have the thumb, and the blue wire goes to low, the black wire goes to the high, and your red wire, which is for power, your 12 volts constant, goes right to the center terminal. And then for the heating elements, for the heated grips, same thing. You get the red that goes to the middle, the blue is your high on this side, and the white is your low setting. And pretty much that's it. You snap these into place once you're done, and you have heated grips and heated thumb. So I'm gonna go ahead now and do the final attachment of everything and tidy everything up and put some wire loom on the power wire and get everything buttoned up nicely, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, so everything is buttoned up. I went ahead and wrote all the wires so you cannot see them anymore. I put my wire loom on everything, so my grounds are all right here. They go right up down the center, up behind the headlight here. Everything is zip tied in place, all the extra slack in the wires there. So it looks like a very neat install. I have the heating elements in place now. Everything is wire loomed and zip tied in place. Same thing for the other side. The thumb warmer, I went ahead and used the heat gun and heat shrunk the tubing around the thumb warmer element, and that is all set as well. Everything is tied up and dressed up. Switches are in place and they look really nice now. Looks like a factory install. That's exactly how I like my my installs on my equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together, and last step is to install the grips on the machine, and we should be good to go. Okay, so the Cush ATV grip has somewhat of an issue going on all the way on the heating element. Okay, there is the solder points here and some silicone where the connection is made. There's like a slight bulge there. It's not smooth like the rest of it, so this right here is not giving enough to slip over that. It's kind of somewhat rigid. So I'm gonna have to make a cut into this or relieve this on the inside with a Dremel tool to make it fit. All right, so let's try this again. I went ahead and clearanced it with a Dremel tool, and I just made some clearance for the connection bulge where the terminals are on the heating element. That way this should slip right over. So the same thing for the other side, and we should be done. So one thing I forgot to mention is that I did wrap some electrical tape around the wires here for the heating element where those terminals are and where that silicone bulge is. That just helps transition from the silicone to the heating element, and it really helped out with slipping the grip over. So they look really good. Really nice plush feel. Feels like a gel grip now. Memory foam, whatever you want to call it. Let's check out and see how they work. I'm going to turn them on high. I can start to feel them warming up now. It's good. All right, so it looks like they work. The install process is now complete. We have pure Polaris heated grips and heated thumb. Well guys, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.